Welcome to the 1-Star Weak Foot Show, FIFA 21 edition, starring your host, 1-Star Weak Foot, and our review specialist, 1-Star Weak Foot. Bow! Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the 1-Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, 1-Star Weak Foot, and it makes me feel so glad, so excited to bring you some more FIFA 21 content, to see you guys back on the channel, everything like that. As always, if you enjoy the content, if you want more player reviews, stuff like that, do me a favor, hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down below. I appreciate all you guys, as always, for watching the video. So you might be wondering at home, who have I taken the time to review today? And I decided to go Serie A. I was looking at a bunch of players in the 100k to 150k range, because it's no use for me to go and review 300, 500k players, 1 million coin players, because at this stage of the game, I would say 99% of you guys do not have the coins to bring those players into your team. So I decided to take it a step up and move on from the Lozanos, the Fatis of the world, and I reviewed 200k players today. The first one's going to be Paulo Dybala, and the second one is going to be Dries Mertens. So let's go ahead and look at these cards. The first one's going to be Dries Mertens, and when you look at this card, he looks like a great card to bring in, especially at this stage of the game. He's 5'7". He has high-low work rates. He's right-footed with a 4-star combination. I played 4 games in Division 3 with him. I got 2 goals and 1 assist from the striker position in a 4-4-2. And when you look at this card, I mean, he brings a lot of interesting things to the table. Of course, you gotta look at this pace. 86 pace with 90 acceleration is insane. His shooting stats are very nice. 84 finishing, 85 attack positioning are the key stats here. He does have the finesse and outside foot shot traits, which is something I've noticed. On Twitter, I did mention this. Go on Footbin and look at a lot of these players' traits. A lot of people have gotten the outside foot and finesse shot traits added to them. I'm not sure exactly why EA did it, but it does make finishing with these players a lot easier. His passing stats are very nice, so maybe if you want a cam that's nimble, that's agile, this guy might be able to do it for you. His dribbling stats are very nice as well, 94 agility, 92 balance, and his physical stats are horrible. There is nothing I can say about it. 37 strength is shambolic. 59 aggression, 70 stamina. I mean, there is nothing to like about these stats at all. Now we're gonna look at the other card we're reviewing. It's gonna be Paulo Dybala. He's 5'10". He has medium work rates. He's left-footed with a 4-star skills and a 3-star weak foot. And honestly, this is the best not informed Dybala card I have ever seen. When I saw his price, I just couldn't believe it. 113k for a card of this caliber is absolutely insane. As you guys see, I got 4 goals, or I played 4 games, got 5 goals and 3 assists in Division 3, once again at the striker position. When you look at this card, it is almost, in my opinion, a flawless card for the price. I mean, 85 pace is solid. His shooting stats are very nice. He also has the finesse and outside foot shot traits. The thing that he doesn't have, that Mertens does have, is a good weak foot. 3-star weak foot is not the best thing in the world at all for his card, but what he does bring is the 87 long shots, which is very nice to have when you have the finesse shot trait. His passing stats are insane. He does have cam-like vision, cam-like short passing, cam-like curve. If you need a playmaker, I mean, this guy might be it. What really makes him stand out to me is his dribbling. I mean, 91 dribbling. That means he's going to be dribbling circles around the cheap defenders on this game. 92 agility, 90 balance, 91 dribbling are the standout stats here. And physically, he does offer a little bit more than Mertens with the 60 strength, with the 78 stamina, and the 75 jumping. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you over to our review specialist in the studios, 1-Star Weak Foot. Take it away. Thanks, 1-Star. So, as you guys know, we got another double review to drop on you guys today. And the first player we're going to be talking about is Dries Mertens. He is selling for 90k on Footbin. Is he worth it? I would have to say I'm 50-50 on it. He does provide a lot of good things, but he does have some clear weaknesses. We're going to break down the stats though, so you know exactly what to expect. First off, we're going to be talking about his pace. He has 86 pace with 90 acceleration, and in game, he definitely feels very quick. I mean, 86 pace at this stage of the game is very good given the pace nerf that every other player has had on this game. He has 90 acceleration, which allows him to get separation from his defenders when you execute certain skill moves. His sprint speed is not top end, so once he gets in behind, you're gonna have to make a decision quick because he doesn't have the pure sprint speed to stay in behind once he's in behind. Overall, this guy's pace is an 8.5 out of 10. He's not an Mbappe, he's not a pace demon, but he's still pretty quick in his own right. Next, we're going to talk about shooting, and honestly, he was pretty decent as far as the shooting goes. The first thing we're going to talk about is his attack positioning. It's 85, and you definitely notice it in game. He always made well-timed runs, and with the new creative runs that the AI do make, you really notice it. His finishing at 84 was solid, nothing more, nothing less. I did think it was let down a little bit by his lack of shot power, which is only 80, but he did feel fairly reliable in front of net. Overall, this guy's shooting is an 8 out of 10. It's solid. He's not quite somebody you want as your main striker, but he is somebody that could finish in front of net. Next, I want to talk about his passing, and honestly, I was a big fan of it. He has 83 vision, 82 short passing, 82 curve, and you might be wondering at home, would I play him at camp? I would have to say absolutely. He has enough quality to play make for other players, to bring other players into the game. Would I compare him to a De Bruyne, a Thiago, something like that? Not quite. He's a step below, but he is a step above the other cheaper cams on this game. And it's definitely noticeable the quality that he does have in his short and long passing. Overall, this guy's passing is an 8 out of 10. Once again, very solid. No major complaints here. Next, we're going to talk about his dribbling, and this is probably the strongest part of this card. He has 94 agility, 92 balance, 89 ball control, 88 reactions, or 88 dribbling. And what you do get when you get stats like this, when you get a card that's only 5'7", is somebody that could spin, and spin like it's FIFA 20 again, like it's FIFA 19 again. This guy was gliding on the pitch, and if you like to use R1 or L1 dribbling, this guy can execute it at the highest level. He has 81 composure, which is decent. He does pretty decently under pressure. He's able to finish even when under pressure. And overall, I gotta give his dribbling an 8.5 out of 10. It's very, very good. I have no major complaints, and he's definitely a step above the other cheaper cards on this game in this regard. Finally, we'll be talking about his physical, and honestly, it was a big weakness, and there's nothing I can really say to sugarcoat it. I mean, this guy could get a team of the season card, and his strength is still going to be very, very bad. And it's a lot of things in conjunction. It's the fact that he's very short, very diminutive, and on top of that has 37 strength. So anytime I sent the through ball through, if he was not in behind, if it was a 50-50 ball, he was getting barged off the ball every single time. In tight areas, if you're not able to dribble very well, he will get bullied, he will get his lunch money taken, and it was just very annoying to deal with. He has 70 stamina, which is once again not what you want out of a card of this caliber, of this price range. Overall, I gotta give his physical a 3 out of 10. It is horrible. I have nothing good to say about it at all. Alright guys, so what's the final verdict on this card? I think this Mertens card is a great card to bring in. I think his ideal position would be the cam position. I think he's a bit too weak to play striker, which is where I played him. But he does have a lot of good qualities. He's pretty quick, he has insane dribbling, and his finishing is very reliable, as well as his passing. What I will say is that his lack of physicality is very annoying to use, especially in the slower gameplay of FIFA 21. And because of that, I gotta give him an 8 out of 10. If he had a little bit more strength to him, I would say maybe an 8.5 out of 10, but his physicality definitely takes him down a notch in my books. The next card we're going to be talking about is Paulo Dybala. He is selling for 113k on Footbit. Is he worth it? I would have to say absolutely. This is probably the best card I've used all year, aside from Lone Mbappe. We're going to break down the stats though, so you know exactly what to expect. So, first off, we're going to talk about his pace. He has 85 pace, and he felt every bit as quick as Mertens, and they have very similar stats, so it makes sense. He has 89 acceleration, 82 sprint speed. So as far as creating separation in tight areas, he's going to do that exceptionally well. His sprint speed at 82 means that once he's in behind, you might have to think quickly once again, because he doesn't have that pure sprint speed to keep that separation going once he's in behind. Overall though, I will say his pace was very good, and I gotta give it an 8 out of 10. Next, we'll talk about shooting, and once again, he has very similar shot stats to Mertens, but in game, I'm not sure what it was, but he played a lot better as far as his finishing, as far as his attack positioning, everything like that. Because when you look at their stats, they're virtually identical, aside from the long shot stat, aside from the volley stat. But Dybala created more havoc as far as his attack positioning goes. His finishing was so clinical, and his long shots were insane. I scored 2 finesse long shots in one game that I was playing with him, and in one of those shots, he was very well covered by the defense. He was able to L1 dribble out of trouble, pop that long shot first time. He hit the back of the net with it. Overall, this guy's shooting is a 9 out of 10. This guy is definitely clinical, and if you get it on his left foot, I mean, it's a GG. Next, we'll talk about his passing, and I think this was the thing that really separated him from Mertens. His passing was absolutely insane. He has 87 vision, 87 short passing, 88 curve, and if you've played enough FIFA 21, you'll know that passing stats are pretty important this year, and his passing to set up other players on this team really unlocked players like Lozano, players like Fati, players like Mertens. Players with pace are really unlocked with players like Dybala, who could just one touch through a ball over the top of the defense, one touch pass in tight areas, and really set up other players for success. Overall, this guy's passing is a 9 out of 10. He is definitely a top end cam in this regard. Next, we'll talk about his dribbling, and once again, he was a step above Mertens in this regard, and it's because of his dribbling stats. I mean, he has 91 dribbling in comparison to Mertens' 89 dribbling, and you definitely notice that difference in their stats. He has 92 agility, 90 balance, 91 dribbling with 94 ball control, and when I say this guy feels smooth, like velvet, like a hot knife cutting through butter, that's exactly what he feels like. He danced on the ball. He was able to spin defenders, and just left stick dribbling with this guy was an absolute joy to behold. He also has 84 composure, which means that he makes love to pressure. He loves it. He enjoys it. He invites it. And overall, this guy's dribbling is a 9.5 out of 10. On the ball, this guy's an absolute beast. Finally, we'll be talking about his physical, and once again, this is another thing that separated him as far as his value for money. When you compare him to Mertens, he's actually able to ride a challenge. He's actually able to not get bullied when he's going for the 50-50 balls, and it's because of his 60 strength in conjunction with his 5'10" body frame. He's not somebody that's going to be bullied very easily. His 78 stamina is still pretty lackluster, but he does last all game at the striker position, and his 75 jumping is just enough to keep opposition honest if you send in a good cross. Overall, this guy's physical is a 6 out of 10. Nothing to write home about, but just enough to get the job done. All right, guys, so you might be wondering what the final verdict is on this card. And honestly, I need to bring him on the I need to bring him in on the RTG. He is absolutely nuts. I gotta give him a 9 out of 10. He pretty much brings everything you want out of an attacker on FIFA 21. The only thing that sucks is his lack of weak foot, but because his dribbling is so good, I think that does mitigate a lot of the issues you will have with a weak foot. I do think he's a great value at 110 to 120k, and I'm definitely once again gonna bring him into the RTG if I get a chance. All right, guys, so that's going to be my double review for today. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video, but until then,